Hey everyone, it's me, Miss A. I hope you guys have been doing great. I've been doing good, thanks for asking. So today's video is gonna be like a video diary / draw with me type of situation, because I just wanted to show you guys the process behind this piece that I recently made, and also like what's been on my mind lately. So before making this piece, I haven't really drawn anything in like 5 or 6 years. I used to do art in school, but then after like O levels, I just never really got into it for some reason. And I think it's mainly because I used to do like observational drawings. Like I really like drawing handbags and accessories, but I never used drawing as like a medium to like express what I was feeling, or I wasn't super imaginative with it. But recently I've just been craving to just create, to kind of be like childlike in a sense, to just let my imagination do what it wants to do. And this is mainly because life has hands. Like it's really been lifing lately. And, drawing is one of the ways that I've just been able to make sense of everything, because for me, like one thing that is like kind of bothering me about life, and when I say this, I don't want to sound like I'm very like out of touch or even ignorant in a sense, but like it's so exhausting how everything has some type of political or social meaning attached to it, right? And it's like, of course, like I understand that in a sense, like everything is kind of political, but like I just don't like that, and it's not that I don't care about like there's meanings of certain issues or certain causes and conversations, because I do care about certain issues. But what's really overwhelming right now is just how much information and discourse there is swirling around online. And a lot of the times it's all like repetitive, almost like an echo chamber. It's like, every time I talk to my friends about it, I'm like, yeah, like there's racism, yes. There's sexism, yes. There's classism, yes. There's colorism, yes. There's all these isms, But like it's overwhelming, the fact that there's so many think pieces online and so many opinions that are just floating around, especially on things that are meant to be like enjoyable and entertainment, and entertaining. Like I feel like the internet is not entertaining anymore. Or maybe it's just the side that I'm on. Like, especially when we talk about things like music. Because like music, it's meant to make you feel free or relaxed or whatever. But now it's become this like big thing where there's this huge culture of critiquing and analyzing everything when it comes to music. Like we keep on talking about why certain artists are flopping and what. Or, we start bringing up deeper social issues as to why they're flopping. And it's like, guys, can we like just enjoy the music for a second, So, yeah, I'm not saying this to like disregard from the fact that, there is a lot of meaning attached to things. But I just don't like how all of these affairs are starting to live rent-free in my head, to the point where I just feel very scrambled inside. And I'm reaching a point where I'm just like, you know what, girl? It's okay to detach and escape sometimes, And I really do not have to stay in the loop all the time. And to prove what? Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, like I still have my own life and experiences and desires for myself. I don't want to get lost in the source, Because like at some point, like if you're not able to draw that line with the stuff that you consume, you will go bonkers. So this piece was really my way of expressing my desire to break free from all of the noise and, become illuminated by something different. So as you can see, there are two people in this drawing, but it's actually the same person with their different states and forms being illustrated. Because when I think of myself, I gravitate towards seeing myself in layers. You can think of it almost like Russian nesting dolls, where there's a number of dolls that fit into this one big doll, or kind of like how onions have layers, and as you peel the layers or you slice the onion, you see all these different layers. And this kind of ties into this whole idea that, as humans, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So we have our physical body, the one that we can literally see and feel, but we have different layers. There's like the emotional body, or we have, parts of ourselves that are closer and closer to our core, our true self, our soul, the parts of us that kind of transcend time and space. So sometimes it really feels like modern society is designed in a way to keep us disconnected from our essence and keep us chained to this physical reality. But not in the natural way, because obviously, we're on earth, is very physical. But I mean in a way that is almost designed and it's been manufactured to uphold certain concepts that are kind of made up when you think about it, but then they still persist and dictate a lot of life. One of those things is money. I don't believe that money is the root of evil and it's bad, because on a basic level it's just a form of exchange. But then money becomes this big thing because it carries so many other political and social meanings to it, right? And it's crazy how much it dictates and sets out the status quo, when in reality, Earth, you can say Mother Earth, is the real nurturer, who has always been able to provide, you get. But now we live in a world where money is the provider, and obviously that's a real thing, but you get what I'm saying. And it's so ironic that our separation from nature and our natural way of being as a species is the very same thing that keeps us chained to the earthly realm and its struggles, and I use struggles very intentionally, because I feel there's a difference between a struggle and a challenge, because challenges are always going to be there. These are the things that push us to grow and develop. But struggle is something that's keeping us on a low frequency, and I feel that is very orchestrated, and it's struggle that keeps us in things like cynicism, a state of cynicism, but no matter how draining our world can get, we can always break free from these earthly chains and reach for joy in whatever way that might mean to you. And I think it's really important to prioritize enjoyment, because there really is no reward for draining yourself to depletion. Think about it. Staying in the loop, really, how is it rewarding you? You know what I mean? So in this drawing, I basically leaned into some symbolism from astrology. So we have the sun to the top left, and then on the right there's another planet, which was supposed to be Neptune, by the way, because I'm a Pisces, Neptune, yeah. But I didn't want this piece to have too much blue, so I kind of just made up a planet. But I'm realizing now how much it looks like a slice of beetroot, but that's okay. But in astrology, the sun represents our vitality and our reason for being. And just like how there's no form of life that can exist without the actual sun, we too cannot thrive without connecting with our own inner sun. And sometimes that connection means just taking the leap to have fun and do the things that are deeply nourishing for your heart, and to do so without feeling restriction, fear, hesitation, or you're wasting time or you're doing something unimportant, because your own vitality is very important. You know what I mean? You get? So getting back into drawing has just been so comforting for me, and I've really just been getting lost in my own world, and I'm not putting any pressure to be perfect and to create this amazing but I just want to let my imagination run free and do its thing, because imagination is a channel of communication, and it's a powerful one on top of that, because it transcends the borders of logic, and it can really provide very intimate insights about ourselves and how we interact with life and all of that stuff. And what I've learned is that despite all the frustrating things there are out there, and all the mental loops that, social media can keep us in, one thing I'm going to understand is that this source of vitality is always within us at all times. It's not going anywhere. We just need to be a lot more intentional about connecting to it, you know? Because there are definitely days where it's harder to do that. And sometimes it takes a lot of conscious effort. But, you know, it's still possible. And this is what it's really about. Breaking free.